Hello, Frank, I'm Asio. So today I'm coming with a review, an offering from the house of Robert Piguet or Robert Piguet. I'm not sure. This is called Knightsbridge. This is a Harrods exclusive. They have two different versions. This is the EDP 100 ml. It will run you around 160 pounds. And then they have the perfume version that is 50 ml and is going to run you around 295 pounds. Ryan at RazFrags34 actually did a great review on this one. He has a great nose and exquisite taste. So I'm going to leave a link below to his review so that you can have another perspective on this fragrance. So what do I get out of Knightsbridge? So at the top, you're going to get this slightly powdery, bitter accord coming from the orris, quickly followed by a light rose and then spicy nutmeg. Within a minute, the bitterness from the orris root or the medicinal vibe from the orris root is going to go away, and you're going to get the beautiful introduction of a tonka bean and then a sandalwood, creamy, woody sandalwood. Throughout the wearing of the fragrance, the main, of course, are going to be your tonka notes. You're going to have a beautiful, creamy, woody sandalwood. You're going to have a orris root that is going to transition from that slightly medicinal accord in the opening to more of a powdery, irisy, buttery goodness there. And then overall, you get this light, rosy, and spicy envelope coming from the rose and the nutmeg. Here, the tonka bean accord is nothing along the lines of Fève Délicieuse with the highly sweetened tonka. It's more along the lines of Tonka Imperial by Guerlain, where the tonka bean is smooth and then the sweetness is understated. That's what you're going to get in terms of tonka accord here. Then you add this creamy, woody sandalwood accord, and then a buttery, slightly irisy, and then powdery accord from the orris root. And over that, you layer a beautiful envelope of a light rose and a spicy, slightly earthy nutmeg accord. Overall, the feel of the fragrance gives me a vibe of a light, dry red wine accord. And then Ryan did mention that in his review, and then he was spot on that. That's what I get an hour after wearing this fragrance. Now, that red wine accord is actually coming from the pairing of the tonka, not overly sweet, and then that light rosy accord. And then the dry feel from that red wine is actually coming from the nutmeg. That's the overall feel that I get from this fragrance. So in terms of performance, this one is not a beast. It's not something that is going to shout. It's more of a personal scent. Still easily noticeable, but it's not a beast like I said. The overall feel is like a warm blanket, soft but still present, but not overly projecting or in your face. So for people who are looking for something that is a great performer, this one will not do. But I think this fragrance still warrants a try here because of how well blended the notes are. And it's really interesting use of notes here. The tonka beans here is not overly sweet like you find in tonka heavy designer fragrances or even Fève Délicieuse like I mentioned before. This is really subtle. Just a great use of tonka here. I like it because it's not overly sweet. I cannot bear the overly sweet tonka heavy fragrances these days, especially in the designer realm. Longevity, I get between 5 and 6 hours. Projection for the 2 hours is pretty soft but easily noticeable. After that, it becomes a skin scent for me, but it's still easily noticeable. Sillage is below average there. I would say this is applicable for all seasons. For winter, you will need to spray more. 5 to 6 sprays will give you that 5 to 6 hour longevity that I mentioned earlier with 2 hour projection. And then after that, it tones down, becomes a skin scent there. For occasions, I would say this one can be worn formally at the office because like I said, it's a soft, warm blanket. It's not overly in your face or like a projection beast or performance beast here. So office will be fine. A date, this one is regal as well, so a date will work. So it's really versatile, I would say. Gender, I would say this is unisex easily. The opening though, with the orris root, the powderness, if you think that powdery accords are reserved for women, you might think that this one is leaning feminine and opening, but for me, I don't see that. So for me, it is unisex, definitely. I don't see that leaning more feminine here. Now, if I was going to rate this one, I would give this one an 8.5 out of 10. Performance is below average, but then the price point is okay. It's 160 pounds for 100 ml there, and then is well blended. So overall, I would give this one an 8.5 out of 10. A great fragrance. just regal, sophisticated, and like I said, understated, but it just has this regal personality to it. For me, this was a blind buy, but then it's well worth it. I really like it. I can see myself wearing this one more often. So if you've tried Knightsbridge, either the perfume version or the EDP version, let me know what are the differences and then what you think of it overall. Again, thank you for watching. Please comment, rate, and subscribe, and then take care. Bye.